Hey, turn the lights back on. Wow. Retro Electro tech. When real audio ruled the world.
Greetings once again, ladies and gents. This is Retro Ernest of Retro Electro Tech, and I'm bringing forth yet another vintage synth to the bench. This musical diamond in the rough is a legendary ARP Odyssey MK1 37-key monophonic duophonic synth. These Mark 1s were produced from about 1972 through 1975, and the earlier units sported the white face, while those produced toward the end of the Mark 1 run were cosmetically what you see here, the black and gold design. And anyways, this unit, from what I understand, was warehoused for a very long time and handed over to me for a complete evaluation to formulate a plan of attack, if you will, as far as repair and restoration goes. And I can tell you right off the bat that this old synth here is going to need a lot of work, just in regard to cleanup. Now, many of these VRs here, sliders, like in this case, this is seized up. This one is seized up pretty much. This is very difficult to move. Most of them are, very stiff or seized up. And until I, dive in and start the cleaning process, flushing process, relubrication of, VRs and all that stuff, I don't want to start trying to break them loose on account of, as you can see here, they're just small plastic shafts, okay, and they can snap pretty easy. And along those lines, the keyboard as well, a lot of the notes were really stiff, some were seized up, and just required some downward pressure to kind of break them free. Not a big deal. And also, before I jump in, I just want to point out, as you can see, the light is on here, power indicator, but no one is home. There is no sound, and I've checked all the parameters and all that. There should be sound coming out, and there's nothing. So I'm going to get this thing prepped up to be naked, and then dive on in and just take a look on the inside and see what there is to see. Okay, everyone, we are within the underbelly of this ARP Odyssey MK1, and based on my initial examination thus far, I want to point out a few things that I came across, and starting with the power supply section, which is always where I like to start, because as I've said before in previous videos concerning other pieces of equipment I've worked on, the power supply truly is the heart of these pieces of equipment. If you have a dead power supply or a power supply that isn't healthy, then that's it. You have nothing else. So starting there, and also too, logically speaking, with this unit, we have no output. This synth isn't producing any sound, so logically we want to start there. Now, the indicator light on the top side, all that tells us is that we have line voltage coming in via the line cord, or landing here at these terminals, of course, powering the indicator lamp, and then feeding the primary side of the power transformer. But as far as what's going on the secondary side of the transformer, I don't know yet. Again, I need to remove the board here for the power supply section and start digging in. But what I am going to do is just zoom on in real quick here. Okay, so let me take you for a little ride here. Okay, there we go. I think that's good enough for now. And let me squeeze on by the camera tripod and the light and this and that. And let me go ahead and set this meter to continuity. And as you can see here, we have an open fuse here, blown fuse, all right? And the million-dollar question, why did that happen? So we know that there was a fault situation that took that fuse out. And let me go ahead and pan on over here and zoom in a little bit more. And what do you see on the top side of those two filter caps? Well, we have chemistry leaking out the tops. So we can see that there's some problems there, and again, until I until I pull the board and start really digging in and testing things, I'm not going to know for certain the full extent of damage. I am a little bit concerned about this transformer here. Hopefully this thing didn't go away, but I'll know more once again when I start resolving any issues here in the power supply, because obviously I have to get that resolved again. This is the heart of the unit that feeds all of the periphery, that powers up all the periphery, so we need to get all this squared away. So I'm going to start there. Now, that being said, let me go ahead and pan back out. Okay. And get reorganized here. Alrighty. There we go. Okay, so another thing I want to point out here real quick is this board here is what interconnects or electrically connects these 3 circuit boards here, okay? And you can see all of these pins here coming up from the 3 boards that plug on in to this board here. And I knew before I opened this up that this had been worked on before. How many times before, I do not know, but at least over the years, who's to say, right? But I can tell you that there's different screws that aren't original to this unit, so that was an indicator right off the bat. But what I do want to show you is that when I bring this board up, you can see that there were repairs made to these traces here. Okay, I don't know if that's really going to focus in or not, but anyways, all things said, they don't look all that bad. I've seen worse. They're functional repairs, so good enough. But nonetheless, I will be going through this board and checking continuity and looking at this thing under magnification, and it's pretty easy to see even without magnification, but I'm still going to check under magnification just in case, because my eyes are not what they used to be. So and I will go through and just continuity check these traces real quick. It's not going to take me long to do that, obviously, but that being said, I do need to comb through and check solder joints, traces, under magnification, and also too, and of course, components and values and all that, the stuff that I usually do. Now, of course, I need to remove the key bed here. I need to get these boards out of here. I have those VRs to deal with, those variable resistors, the sliders to deal with. Those are going to need a massive cleaning, relubrication, and the boards are going to have to be recapped, and that's at the very least. I don't know yet what's going on with this unit otherwise. Hopefully, when I get this power supply situation resolved here, that may very well power everything up, and this thing may regain function. There may not be anything more wrong with it other than it's still going to need to be cleaned up, again, VRs, recapped, and but hopefully there's nothing wrong with it beyond that. As far as chips and what have you, again, I don't know the status of anything further as far as components. And if there is anything bad, let's say we have some bad chips or something, I don't know what the availability is as far as whether or not I'm going to run across components that are unobtainium or whatever the case. Again, we will see once I get power restored and what have you. So that being said, I want to point something else out real quick. And I'm just going to zoom in. I don't think the camera is going to really show the detail that I'm going to be referring to, but yeah, nonetheless, it really doesn't matter. But these bus rods here and contact wires they're all a bit tarnished in a few spots throughout. There's a little bit of light surface rust. So, and that's pretty common with these. When I was working on the Moog Sonic 6 in more recent times, same situation. I had to go through and with swabs and solvent and clean all of these contacts, these bus rods and all these contact wires. I had to make some adjustments here and there because I was having some contact issues with the keys and all that stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. It just has to be done. In a unit this old, you're going to have stuff like this, and that's just the way it goes. So anywho, so that's what I'm going to do. So the next thing I'm starting with, obviously, is pulling the power supply board. I'm going to work on that and then go from there. Do some testing. Once I get that, you know, worked on, you know, depending on the condition of this power transformer. Once I get that worked on, then I'm going to see if that brings this unit back to life, and then what needs to be done from there. So I have to take it in phases, you know, one stage at a time. So that's what I'm going to start with, and I will be bringing more video footage as I comb through, but I do have to set this aside for a little bit. I just wanted to complete this initial phase, get into it, and form a plan of attack, see what's going on, and then, but I do have some other equipment I have to jump back on board with that's sitting here on the verge of completion, and then I'm going to start getting back to this stuff and introducing more equipment as well. I have plenty more to come in terms of equipment, more synth equipment, more receivers, more amps, you name it, I've got it. So anyways, that's all for now. I tried to cover everything that I could in this short video with just this unit alone, but you know, there's a lot of stuff I could talk about here, but that's what I've discovered so far. You know, we have an open fuse, we have caps oozing chemistry, and so, you know, hopefully this power transformer hasn't gone away, but otherwise I will find out when I get back to this. So till then, you guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and like I always say, peace, love, rock and roll, and of course, vintage audio.
This is a poor man's shoe production.